Hello, students! Once again, I am Teacher Gon and I am here to present an sample ethical framework for integrating educational technology in grade 9 English learners, specifically in focusing on competency given appropriate communicative styles for various situations. So, this framework was developed with realities of digital teaching in mind, especially now that mobile devices and AI tools are part of our everyday classroom practices. For our educational context, our contexts are involving grade 9 learners in public high schools, many home of have an inconsistent access to devices, especially internet. So teachers use tools like Flip for video responses, especially for those teachers who use Google Classroom for delivery and Grammarly for feedback. So this framework aims to guide an ethical technology use in its blended environment, especially for language lessons involving spoken and written communicative styles. These are the 5 guiding principles in shaping the framework. So First, privacy and data security because we handle student information and digital recordings. Second, we have the equity and access to address digital divide in our classroom. And the third one, we have digital citizenship. It is important because digital citizenship and responsibility in order to cultivate ethical behavior online. And fourth one, we have pedagogical soundness to ensure technology enhances, not replaces, an instruction. The fifth one and the last one, we have the well-being and human connection. It is also important to maintain an emotional safety and real-world interaction. And for our privacy and equity, to put these principles into an actions, here are the specific guidelines. For our privacy and data security, we secure consent from parents. That's the first one. And we use a private sharing settings and never publicly post student data. It is very important to promote integrity and accountability that students' data must be taken into one account and safety. For our equity and access, we offer offline options for students without internet and allow flexible deadlines and choose tools that work on low-end devices, especially for those in remote areas that has a lack of internet connection. We also need to consider that one. And for our guidelines in our citizenship and pedagogical soundness well-being, we also guide behavior to digital citizenship by teaching etiquette, modeling respectful behavior, and creating a class code conduct. And for our pedagogical soundness, we also align a technological use with learning goals, ensure balance with offline tasks, and use AI tools with teacher scaffolding. And under well-being and human connections, we also need to avoid digital overload by limiting screen time, including offline reflections, and monitor student being through check-ins. It is also important to take note that one. And for our implementation strategies, to implement this goal, we start by communicating the framework to student orientations and take-home materials for parents. We support teachers with professionals development through LAC sessions and peer mentoring. Then we track implementation through monitoring tools like learner self-assessment and teacher feedback forms. To handle and review and update if ethical violations occur, we follow steps like digital safety protocols and students counseling. The framework is reviewed annually with feedback from teachers and students to make sure it stays current and practical. Rationally, we choose these principles because it responds to real challenges like privacy concerns for using tools like Flip and access issues in low connectivity areas, especially in remote areas, and the misuse of AI tools or online bullying. Our guidelines here is to translate theory into classroom actions. We anticipated some resistance and inconsistency, but peer mentoring and low bandwidth solutions help overcome these barriers. So in closing, this framework fosters safe, inclusive, and empowering learning spaces. We're not just teaching English here, we're building students' digital values and communication skills for the real world that we are experiencing nowadays. And let's make ensure our technology doesn't inform, it also transforms. So once again, I am Teacher Gon, and see you for the next lessons. Thank you for your listening and collaboration and cooperating for our class for this day. Bye bye.